story later tonight. New tonight, health departments across the country have been celebrating the 30th anniversary of National Public Health Week. Tonight, our Megan Marshall talks with health administrators about the importance of public health advocacy. She joins us now in the studio. Megan.
Over the course of this week, we have explored key health issues that were highlighted for 2025 National Public Health Week. It is the 30th anniversary of the week-long celebration that was started in 1995. Today, we will hear from health departments in our area and the American Public Health Association on public health advocacy.
First week of April has been memorialized as National Public Health Week since 1995. Over the course of this week, several key health issues are highlighted by the American Public Health Association. One of those key health issues is public health advocacy. Susan Poland, the Public Affairs and Advocacy Associate Executive Director for the APHA, says public health is population-based and therefore must be in the political sphere.
To change and improve population's opportunity to be healthy often requires policy change. They're intertwined.
Each health department we spoke with says knowledgeability, community presence, funding, and policy are important levels of advocacy.
A lot of people don't know what public health is or does until something bad happens.
We're always putting out information, things that are trending, or, say it's summertime, pool safety, food safety.
We're almost solely dependent on government funding. And so people need to understand the story behind what we do, why we do it, and how we do it, so they can understand the need for the health departments to help keep the community safe.
Part of National Public Health Week is encouraging individuals and communities to engage in public health advocacy.
Just being educated about what's going on in your community, participating when we do surveys for our community health assessment, participating with the community health improvement plan.
The utilization of our services is a great way that the public can be involved. We have other outreach events where we would love to have community partners if they're interested.
So that'd be the first thing, is to come volunteer with us. And if you have an interest in volunteering from a medical perspective or non-medical perspective, then contact our main health department number.
It's always great for the community to advocate for things that they want with their elected officials. So sharing thoughts, sending letters, making phone calls to our local public officials is always beneficial as well.
The NPHW website says using your voice helps create a healthier world for everyone.
To learn more ways to get involved with public health advocacy, head over to WTAP.com. We will take a look at our last episode in the National Public Health Week series Friday night. Back to you.
Thank you, Megan. Still ahead.